He's often described as one of the best athletes international boxing has ever seen, with a technique hard to rival and a rags to riches story symbolic of the hopes and aspirations of the country he represents. But outside of Indonesia, world featherweight champion Chris John is virtually unknown. But international obscurity seldom phases this quiet, shy man, better known in the ring as the Dragon. Nidhi Dutt caught up with Chris John in Jakarta, days out from his latest and much anticipated world title defence.
I believe his weakness is, we're not going to stop him from punching him in the head. We could stop him from the body.
Layer by layer, protective coats of tape envelope a waiting pair of hands. Trainer Craig Christian preps his star boxer for battle. But Chris John, the man to whom these fighting fists belong, needs little reminder of why he's the undefeated world featherweight champion and what it takes to get to and stay at the top of boxing's big league.
Hard work, dedication and discipline, but I keep learning and trying to be better and better.
This is Chris John's last session in the ring before he sets out to defend his world title yet again. And last year, the World Boxing Association named him Fighter of the Decade. He has an enviable undefeated record and a fan base of millions across this country. More than 2 decades after his first time in the ring, this 33-year-old is zeroing in on some of world boxing's long-standing records. This weekend, John will take on Japan's Satoshi Hosono in Jakarta and defend his featherweight title for the 18th time. If he wins, John will equal American heavyweight legend Rocky Marciano's record of 49 undefeated fights, a record set more than 50 years ago. But for this man, it's not just about making history. It's about living up to the expectations of 240 million people across the world's largest archipelago.
I am an example that Indonesia has talent and that we can nurture talent through hard work and achieve good results.
Outside the ring, John is just a regular guy, a private family man with few airs and graces. His fame is yet to dawn on his own daughters. But for millions of Indonesians, young and old, FaceTime with one of the country's only global superstars is a daunting experience, and one even worth dressing up for.
I'm a big fan of Chris John. Chris John is giving Indonesia a good name. He's one of the best boxers.
Despite his impassioned fan following at home, Chris John doesn't enjoy the kind of attention or airtime Asia's other boxing sensation, Filipino Manny Pacquiao, has long been used to.
Well, he is, and Pacquiao left hand drops it.
Sports commentator Donny Winardi says there's one big reason why the world doesn't know the Dragon as well as Pac-Man.
The main problem is the lack of Indonesian spectators overseas in comparison to Manny Pacquiao. Those who watch Manny Pacquiao are not white people, or black or Mexican. They're Filipinos, that's for sure.
The United States and Las Vegas in particular are the bastions of boxing's big bouts, big money and big titles. The Indonesian champion has fought twice in America with 1 draw and 1 win, but he hasn't returned in recent years. John's trainer insists this is hardly a snub of the sport's most hallowed rings.
Juarez, he can't nail him, he can't floor him.
A lot of people have put their hands up and said, oh, we'll fight Chris John, let's fight, but he won't come over here and fight. No one's even offered us any money to go over and fight over in America since Rocky Juarez.
Closer to home, Chris John isn't playing down the idea of headlining Singapore's push to become Asia's boxing hub, rivaling the exuberance and the profits enjoyed by promoters and venues in North America. As in Vegas, boxing is a draw card for casinos, like the city-state's newest attraction, Marina Bay Sands.
The potential is there. Singapore's Marina Bay Sands is a good place and it can host world fights. I hope it can emanate the atmosphere of Las Vegas.
Despite being one of the world's most populous countries, Indonesia only has a handful of globally recognized sports stars. It's a poorly funded career path here, and life after game day is seldom bestowed with wealth and comfort. The country's youth and sports minister concedes he needs double or triple the amount of funding he has to help nurture more talent like Chris John.
Nothing can be achieved instantly, but when it comes to sport, we should start at an early age. We need a person's formal education and athletic ability to develop simultaneously. Formal education is very important for an athlete, and if it can go hand in hand with sport, that will be very good.
Chris John's rise from the nondescript training rings in Semarang in North Java to the big time of global boxing is no small feat. And he may yet prove in a sport synonymous with high stakes and big money, there's still merit in pursuing a path of less pomp and more punch.